Hi y'all, welcome back to the Renewed Homestead. Today we are going to be preserving our candy roaster squash for pumpkin bread, pumpkin pie, and our candy roaster leek soup, which is delicious. Now growing up, about the only time of year my mother would bake would be during the holidays, and she made the best pumpkin bread and pumpkin pie. Now that has passed on to me. And instead of using pumpkins, we really like the candy roaster squash. And you can see we've got several here, and there will be even more that we'll be harvesting to preserve. Now, I just freeze these because I'm going to be using them very quickly here with our breads and our pies. You could can these. I just preserve to freeze them. I think it's easier. So easiest way I have found, now my poor mother used to do it in the oven. It would take days. And my mother, it was a cardinal sin to use canned pumpkin. You absolutely cannot use canned pumpkin. So I grew up with pumpkin bread and pumpkin pie from real pumpkin. I have never used canned pumpkin, and I won't start just because that's how I was raised. And I just think the flavor is far better if you do it yourself. So I have found the easiest way to do this is not in the oven, but with a pressure cooker. And we have the Ninja Foodie, I believe is what it's called. So we are just going to cut this up. I'm going to show you how to preserve it in the Ninja Foodie. And it's really just as simple as pressure cook, get the skin off, throw it in a bag, throw it in a freezer, you're done. So let's get started. All right, so first thing we need to do is cut up the squash. It is obviously too big to fit into the foodie. And then what I do, and what you'll need to do, is scrape out the guts. Whoops, it's a little slippery. Now, one thing I do like about the candy roaster is you can see how easy that is to get the guts out. It's a lot easier than pumpkin. And then what we do is I will go through here, we'll take out the seeds, and we will save them to grow next year. So once I get all the guts out and the seeds out, we'll get ready to put them in the pressure cooker.
I'll try to get this big one for you.
Thank you. All right, so once you have them covered up, I usually put about 2 cups of water at the bottom. You're going to want your basket so you can easily pull them out, and you'll also, there's a lot of moisture in these, so all that moisture is going to go through the basket. And you're going to just set them in just like this. Make sure you don't cover it too full. You can cover it fairly full. You just don't want to go too full because you want to make sure all that steam can get around. I could probably fit a couple more in here, but for right now, we'll just go ahead with this. Let's come around to the front. All right, so we are going to be putting the pressure cooker top on. We're going to start it up. Always make sure, I am terrible at this. You want to make sure this is in the closed position. You're going to turn it on. You're going to go to pressure. For me, I have found 12 minutes is good. And you're just going to let it cook for 12 minutes. After it's done, I'll show you the next step. Ginger, that's not your food. All right, and you'll notice on a lot of these machines, you'll have this little safety latch, whatever it's called. This is not going to open if it's still under pressure, just for safety. So once it's done being under pressure, you'll be able to open it. This will go down, you'll see here. That means it's safe to open. Now you know what I need to grab? Oven mitts. All right, so you're going to see here, these look nice and soft. So we're just gonna take this, we're going to throw them in a bowl, and we are going to let them cool off. You do not want to handle them right now. They are way too hot. So we're gonna let these cool off, and then I will show you the next step. All right, so once it's done, you'll see here, you're gonna take the skin off, and we're gonna just put it back here. We're gonna place it in a blender. And we're gonna do this till we have a decent amount in the blender. And then we'll just blend it up. So we'll get all these done and I'll be right back. Hello! If you get that reference, put it down in the comments. But we'll go ahead and just blend this. Nothing goes to waste, so we're going to take these out to the chickens. These are all some of the scraps. We still have some of the squash to do, but these are all the guts and some of the skins. Chickens will enjoy it. Come on, guys. And then easy way I found, I do quart bags. Set them in with the canner. All right, so you can take it directly out of the blender, but I find it's a lot easier if I just pour it all in a bowl. And what I normally do is I will get a bunch of this blended up, and then I will start to get it ready for the freezer bags. I'll just show you what I do. So I take a quart bag, I do 2 cups. I grab a large cup and I set it down in the cup, and that way it just holds it so you can do it by yourself. Like I said, I will do 2 cups per. And I usually do a generous 2 cups because there's a lot of water in squash. And then I forgot to write on the bag, but I'll normally write on the bag what it is. Candy roaster squash and the date, and then 2 cups. And then I will set that directly in the freezer, and I will do this with all of the squash we have here. Super easy way to preserve it. It doesn't take quite as long as the oven. Super simple to do. So again, I'll use this for breads and pies and also for soups. So let me know if you preserve pumpkin. I know a lot of people use canned pumpkin, but my mama brought me up to never use canned pumpkin, so I never have. Well, let me know if you have any questions. Hopefully you learned something. And don't forget, renewedhomestead.com/shop. You can get deodorant, hori knives, some willow root and hormone. We still have comfrey root. The ground is still workable, so we can still dig it up, but you're getting really close to the end of the season, and depending on where you are in your last frost date, it might be too late, but if you're living in milder climates, you might still be able to get some in the ground. All right, thanks so much. God bless. We appreciate y'all. Bye.